Yikes! Okay. Well, there's that method. Yeah, here we go again. Ugh. Hello, Mills here. Here's the wheat farm, all sort of gussied up, made to look like a mountain again. This has sort of turned into a little impromptu tree farm. This is a work in progress on the smokehouse over here. Still kind of playing around. Oh, and I oh yeah, I was looking at something there. I just kind of minimized this a little bit more here with this snow walkway. And yeah, the smokehouse here is going to have more of a sort of a cabin feel to it. I'm just sort of playing around with the dimensions and that kind of thing. So it's still being worked on. And part of what I'm going to do is automate the processing of the pigs and the cows. At least those two. Maybe chickens, but maybe not chickens. I don't know. Thanks so much for your information about sheep growing their wool back. I have gone ahead and put a couple of little grass patches here. You know what? For all our sanity, let's just turn this way down. Okay, so I did bring over some grass, and as you can see, I have a block. All I did for these initially was that I just sort of, walked it over with a little bridge thingy like this. But then I thought, this is just taking forever, and so I went ahead and tried to speed things up a little bit with the help of a piston, like this, and you can, let's see, we can, yeah, so if I wanted to get this and move it over so that I can get one of these blocks over to here, you can just move that over and have a block nearby. And you can just push things over where they need to go. Now, it's a little bit tedious, I guess, but it certainly is faster than waiting around for things to grow on their own. You can just go like this, put a block here, put a button here, and then boom, and you've moved that one down. Well, I am really enjoying enchanting items. I have a diamond pickaxe here with all this good stuff. I actually save it in particular for Fortune 1. But I'm going to be creating enchantment tables in a variety of places. This is one here that just has 4 bookcases. I have many bookcases already made thanks to the sugarcane farm. But if you keep this number low, then it's easier to bring up items that have lower numbers. So it limits it to a certain range. Actually, Etho has a video also where in his base, in his man cave base, he put pistons. He put pistons on them so that he can actually take bookcases in and out almost at will, so that he can make the spell levels be whatever it is that he wants it to be. Now, I have 59 right now. I think the highest level thing is a 50, and And oh, and I can't do it here. I can't do it here because there's only 4. So let me go, actually, let me go to my main enchantment area. So this enchantment table has the full complement of bookcases. And I don't know, I may build a couple like this, but the other couple that I've built, they have less than the full complement of bookcases. So let's see how long it takes us to get a big number. There's a 42. I do kind of like spreading the experience points out over multiple oh, that was a 49, wasn't it? Okay. I like spreading it out. Like, so I would normally take something like 50 and put like level, you know, anywhere from 5 to 15 on multiple pieces, but I kind of wanted to shoot for something big here. Let's see. I know there's some complaints about this random part of it, and I get that. I guess I don't mind it so much. Again, because I don't usually shoot for the really, really big values. I suppose if I really wanted, you know, I don't know, Silk Touch or something that's, I guess is a high value enchantment, then I would be a little irked by having to do this. Well, there's 44. I was going to shoot for 45 or higher, but let's do this 44, see what comes up. Oh, Silk Touch. All right. Silk Touch and Unbreaking 3. What do I have? Oh, you know what would be good for Silk Touch, now that I think of it, is for my, this should work, right? Oh, nice. Okay, that is good, because normally when you break down bookcases, it turns them into books. You actually lose the, I guess you lose the wooden planks that are part of that. So that's perfect, actually. That's great. Because this, I was going to, you know, in the library here, I was going to build this out, and I was going to use, you know, dirt or something just to lay it all out. But now with Silk Touch, I can feel free to put, you know, place things if I need to. Now, in order to get the XP needed to enchant lots of things, I pretty much am going to do some XP grinding, and I'm going to do that with the help of, in particular, my zombie spawner. So going back over here, I have a new sort of pathway that I drilled in right here. Those sounds are coming from my mob grinder, and yeah, I made this little library, which you see is sort of like half filled. And so I have spells that go up to, I don't know, 20 or something, maybe? I don't know. I have 15, so let's look for a couple of, like a 7 and an 8. There's a 9. Okay, there's a 7. Fortune 1 and Efficiency 2. Well, Fortune on an iron pick is not great. Efficiency 2 is not bad. Let's see what we can put on this one. Okay, there's 8. Good. Efficiency. That's good because of a sort of long-term thing that I'm working on. In here is the zombie spawner. Right there. The one that I've always had for quite some time. And I actually made a direct route over here to the spider spawner, the spider mill. Right here. So you see they're within sight of each other. So this is my original mob spawner, and it's in need of an overhaul. I'm not going to do that today, but basically, actually here, I think, let's see, if I remember correctly, if I do F3 and then I press F, no, press Alt F. If I hold F3 and then press F. Oh, there we go. Okay. If you hold F3 down and then you press F, it'll cycle through the fog settings. Okay, so that's far. This is whatever it is, normal. But during the daytime, you can actually see in the distance. I've noticed that the output from this mob grinder is diminished greatly. I think part of the reason is because of a new way that mobs determine whether to walk around or not. And basically, those guys in the distance, like spiders, those guys in the distance don't walk around as much as they used to, if at all. I don't think they move at all. It's only when they're in a certain range of the player. You see those guys there? They're just not moving. They're just standing there, looking around. So that's a problem. And I have an idea of what to do about that. But the other thing is that I'm going to go ahead and overhaul this. I'm going to overhaul the mob spawner to incorporate stuff that I've learned. All kinds of different things that I've. Got to get away from some of the noise. I'm going to revamp it so that I can do a couple of things. One, I can prevent spiders from spawning there. I can do a lighting system, a proper lighting system, where I flip a switch and it lights up the whole area. Right now, when I get started, I'm going to have to go in there and I'm going to have to put torches in it like this in order to turn it off. Hold on. Don't want to compete. There we go. So I have to light it up before I can do any work. I'm going to make it level, so it's all on one level. So I need to build it up in certain areas. The other thing that I notice is that it's actually a really good way to farm, if you will, Enderman. So I'm going to build a special area next to it where I can pull Enderman towards me by looking at them. And I have an idea of just how to set up a simple room so that they will come at me but can't get to me, and then I can harvest them as well. Don't know what to do about slimes though. I'm actually lucky that slimes spawn as often as they do, but they do kind of spawn in that room, and I don't really have an easy way to get to them. But fortunately, that hasn't been a problem yet, and I have lots and lots of slime balls, so that's not going to be a real problem. So now the reason I'm talking about all this right now, and I've been digging this out. It's two blocks high. This will be the area where the lighting system's going to go, and you see the spawning floor is right down here. No, I don't want to use silk touch. See, this is a problem now. You have to decide what you're going to use. See, the spawning floor is right down there, and this is going to be where I don't have a block. This is going to be where the lighting system's going to go. Oh, that reminds me, another thing I need to do down there is I need to replace dirt and gravel with blocks that Endermen won't move. So I have to do a big overhaul of that mob grinder. So I'm actually looking forward to it because, you know, that mob grinder I did a long time ago, and the game has added a lot of functionality, and I've learned a lot of stuff, and so that should be kind of fun. But this is no place to grind XP, really. It's mostly just for drops. And the thing about XP is that you only get the XP if you deliver the final, the killing blow, if you will. If you just let a mob grinder go, you'll get the drops, but you're not going to get the experience points. The other thing, too, is that I'm going to make that room not spawn spiders, but I still need access to spider materials. So I am going to completely overhaul the spider spawner here, applying a lot of the information, like I said, that I now know. And so I'm actually going to end up tearing this whole thing down. So I'm glad that I filmed building it, and it was certainly fun to build, but I'm gonna make better use of this so that I have access to all the goodies that spiders can give you, and also I have at least the option to get the experience points from taking care of them. But the main source of XP is going to be, I think it's going to be this this zombie spawner here. That one in there. Now, what I did here, let me stow some. I'm nervous walking around with all this good stuff here. What I did here is I had them fall so that they would just be a 1 or 2 hit kill with a bare hand. Now, before I talk a little bit about that, let me explain a little bit about what I know about mob spawners. Let's say that this is the spawner, the monster spawner. Apparently what will happen is, let me make sure I got my directions right here. Yes, okay. So notice in the X and Z coordinates that they're getting smaller in this direction. Yeah, they're getting smaller. the negative number gets more negative, and that positive number is also getting smaller. So that's a particular direction that indicates that this will spawn mobs 4 diagonal blocks in this direction and 3 blocks in that direction. So this defines an 8 by 8 square. But because there's only one block in here that's an odd number, so it has to kind of pick one side over the other. And my understanding, if I heard correctly, was that's how you know which one is the longer leg, is because the numbers get more negative going this way. If you wall it in like this, you will be covering the entire area that a spawner can spawn. I ran out of red here, so ignore that. Okay, so the other thing about spawners is the blocks that it checks the light levels in order to determine whether something should spawn or not. It checks the row of blocks below, so it checks. Let me get a different color. It checks this block, and this block all the way around it. Okay, not any lower and not any higher. And what it actually checks to see is whether or not a mob of a particular size has enough headroom in order to fit. Now, a spider is only 1 block high, so they can actually spawn in any one of these without a problem. If what you're spawning is a zombie or a blaze or something, and they're 2 blocks tall, it can spawn on this level here, so they're 2 blocks tall, or it can do it here like this, again 2 blocks tall, or like that. It's the feet of the zombie is at that row up above. So every one of those 3 spots vertically is a spawnable location. So if you have a roof here, for some reason, I'll just use dirt. If you decide to put a roof over this, over the spawner like this, then notice that there isn't enough headroom for the 2 block tall mob to spawn. So now you've limited where it can spawn to just here and there. Those are the only 2 places where a 2 tall mob can spawn. So obviously it's a different height each time. If the mob spawner is in the air, kind of like this one in this example, they will spawn in midair and they will fall down, or they'll fall into water, or they'll fall into whatever you want. And mobs that spawn in these 3 different places this one, yeah, that one, and this one. These are the 3 possible spots. They fall from a slightly different height. So this one here will take more damage if they fall down more than 3 blocks. This one will take more damage than this one. This one will take more than this one, because they are of varying heights. The other attribute about mob spawners is that the user needs to be within 16 blocks or so, maybe 15, of the spawner itself in order for it to be working. So right now this is the zombie spawner, and it's got the little fire going and the thing, and it will check periodically to see if it should spawn any zombies, and if it decides that it should, then poof, it'll create them and add to the pile. You see there's some zombies down there. So I poked this hole in there. Now, yeah, see there. I'm letting light in, so that does also affect the spawn rate. But I wanted to show you, this right here is about 16 blocks away from the spawner. And if I back away, you see the fire is on, and then here the fire goes out. On. Off. So you have to be within this range. Vertically or horizontally, doesn't matter. I guess it's a sphere probably around it. So here they will spawn, and here they won't. Okay, so you can actually see this this effect that I'm talking about. Also, here I have mapped out the, this is where the mob spawner is, right here, right directly above. I can walk in here safely because I know that thing is off. Nothing's going to fall on my head. But when I was lowering this floor, I literally just did a trial and error. I just sort of took one layer off and then I watched, and I wanted to minimize how many will die. And some will die when they hit this floor. I'm sure there are things that I could do so that they could fall and then to like a platform and then fall a set amount. But I'm not really that picky about it. But what I did was I just went up into the corner like this, and I watched them. Now notice that the spawner is still off. So it's still off, and I think if I go up one more, now it's on. Now there's fire. And splat. They will fall on my head, by the way, sometimes. I guess it tends to spawn closer to the mob spawner, or the odds are it's going to spawn close to it. But, so it can fall on my head. Let's see a couple more come in. There's a... And it's anywhere from 1 to 4 at a time. So if I want to turn it off, in effect, I just get more than 16 blocks away. Now that thing is off. And these guys I can hit with... So I have this fall specifically so that they take a whole bunch of damage and then I can whack at them. I have this little step here so it's easy to get down in here. It's lit in here so that regular mobs don't spawn in here. Now one thing about the mob spawner is that what it does is it checks within that 16 block area to see if there's any of that particular mob within that range. So if you have them fall out of that range, so if the zombies spawn in this case and they fall down to this level, the mob spawner doesn't see them anymore, and so consequently it will just keep cranking out zombies just over and over and over again, and this room will fill up. So let's test that out here and see. I'm gonna it's completely empty right now. And you know what? I'll just enchant some random things so that I have 0 experience on there. And I'm going to sort of idle for a bit. See, this level right here, it's on. So it's going to start spitting them out. I have to be careful again because in passing, it's like they sort of take a glancing shot and they'll smack me. This, I think this calculation also is somewhat affected by the presence of other mobs in other areas of this this chunk, including the mob grinder. There we go. So that's another reason that the mob grinder efficiency is kind of important, is that I need to add more canals and things so that it's actually, so that the mob grinder is actually doing more work than it presently is. So, all right. So I'm going to idle here for a little bit, and I'll be back in a bit. Okay. Well, after idling for 2 hours. I'm at, I guess, level 2.5, and there's this little trick here that I think I saw on Co's Quest. Upper left-hand corner, the letter E stands for entities, and depending on what direction you're pointed, it'll tell you how many entities are, I guess, in that field of vision. So there's 4 entities up above, and there's 0 that way, and over this way there's 22. Well, I will look down here. $700. Now some of that is zombie flesh from the ones that fell and died. But yeah, 700. And I don't know, the game may lag out, who knows? May crash. Let's go down and see what that looks like. Okay then. Okay, well, Alright, so I'm going to dispatch these guys again with just single hits. Oh boy, the game's all laggy now. Actually, they're 2 hits. Every now and then I'll hit them and they'll jump forward and smack me. Oh, I don't know if this is even going to work. Yeah, I'm hitting them. You just can't see the animation. All right. Well, we'll see how long this takes. All right. So that took about 5 minutes. Of me rapid mouse clicking. In Ko's video, where he had this sort of same effect, he did it the way that I did just now, by hitting them. Not this setup. He had a different setup, but he was whacking them also. But then he also tried out a splash health potion on them, and that was great because it just wiped them all out in one go. So that's a good reason to have some potions. I don't have any blaze rods yet, so I got to get to the nether, but almost. Ah, there we go. Oh wait. It's still going. I had to eat 3 times, I think. 3 or 4 times. I just ate zombie flesh. It's almost done. All right. 31. So I went from 2 to 31. So that's 2 hours of idling and 5 minutes of whack-a-mole. One of the challenges here that I'd like to tackle is, as I mentioned, this is the maximum distance away from that spawner to get it to run. But then this spider one, this is the maximum distance here. There you see that it's off, and then I step forward 1. So I'm on this block, and now the spawner is on. So I have this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 block gap between these two. So I can't idle and have them both running. Why do I have to have them both running? I don't know. Because why not? So I have to think about. I have an idea, but it seems kind of silly to me. But I think it might work. So I think that's reason enough to try anything in this game. So we'll see how that goes. I have another zombie spawner over here. And I wanted to test something out here. Okay, well that answers that. And then here is the other thing. All right. I used the right one, right? Silk Touch 1. Okay, maybe that's just too low. Okay, well, I'm glad I did those experiments. It's actually a shame they didn't work, but it's This is an example of why I need to sometimes think a little bit more before I act. First of all, I woke up this morning and it popped into my head, clear as a bell, that earlier in this video I was demonstrating moving blocks with the piston. And then it just occurred to me, well, wait a minute, can I move the monster spawner with a piston? So I just confirmed, I guess, that you can't. And then the second thing that, again, I swear I didn't even think about it at all, because you can't depend on it, is I enchanted this here on camera, and it has Silk Touch on it. Now, it's Silk Touch 1, but that was the second thing. I was like, wait a minute, can I just break the spawner and move it closer? And I was like, wow, that's pretty simple, actually. But anyway, I confirmed there that it didn't work. So maybe there's a higher level Silk Touch that'll do the trick. I'm not sure, but so I'm gonna go back to my silly plan, which I guess you know what, I can tell you what it is now, because I'm gonna edit all this together anyway. But basically, I need to idle a little bit of time here and a little bit of time here. This is just to get the spawners to work. So what I'm going to do, unless I wake up in the morning and think of a better idea, because remember, think, Bob. I'm going to make a little railroad loop, so I can sit in a rail car and just kind of drift around within the 16 block radius. I'll just drift around this one. I mean, it doesn't matter really where it goes, as long as it's within the 16 blocks. So maybe it'll just be here. I might actually purposely make it longer, though, because I need to spend, you know, a fair amount of time in this section so that this has a chance to update a few times, and then drift over in the vicinity of this one, and then go around and around. And then I'll idle doing that. So, you know, an hour later or whatever, I come back and I should have... Did I hear a step? No, that was me. I should have, you know, piles of stuff waiting for me. So that's the goofy idea. Again, like I said, unless I wake up in the morning again with an aha, why didn't I think of this first? And actually, I'm sure you folks will come up with a better idea. Please let me know if there's a better idea. But I just want to find a way to idle so that I can get both of these working to my advantage. And being able to count on Silk Touch, assuming a higher Silk Touch does the trick, which I don't even know if it will. That's, you know, that's, yeah, maybe, you know, I mean, you can't count on that, right? Because of the randomness of the enchanting. So, plus, I am not going to experiment on either of these anymore, because I know I have them and I don't want to risk breaking them. So, I'm trying to think. You know what? I don't have any other dungeons. Do I have any other dungeons? I don't think so. I'd have to go find some new ones before I go experimenting again. So, but maybe I'll check out the wiki to see what level of Silk Touch, if any, can move a monster spawner. So, is this normal door behavior? Water closing it? I don't think I've ever seen that. It'll run over that way. Huh. Has it always been like that? I don't know. Here then is the minecart path. I played around a little bit with the number of powered rails. Actually, I'm not sure if I'm going to have enough oomph here. No, I almost certainly won't. Okay, hold on a second. Ow! Don't do that. Okay, let's just get it started here. All right, the spider spawner is contained. And I've got this lazy path going around it. Okay, I've got two natural drops here. One here and one here. Okay, spider spawner turns off because I'm far enough away now, and the zombie one turns on because I'm close enough. I already sort of played with this a little bit and confirmed that, oh, here's the first and only powered rail right there. So that's a kick. Okay, now it'll pretty much just run on its own. I already idled a little bit in this thing, and the zombie spawner did continue to produce zombies. The spider one is also producing. The thing is that it's still a fairly small room, so that the spiders are all in the vicinity of the spawner, so it's not spawning a whole lot of stuff. The thing that needs to happen next is I need to figure out how to get the spiders over to where I want them to be. I could make the spiders fall and take damage right where they are, but I kind of want to have the spiders and the zombies collect kind of in one spot, so that when I go to harvest them, I only have to go to one place. And it'll probably be over where the zombies fall. So I want to somehow damage the spiders and then move them over this way to the zombie spawner. Not necessarily in that order. Actually, it'll probably be move them and then drop them, and then they'll be in the same vicinity as the zombies. So yeah, so I used to have powered rail 1 right here, actually, but I think it made it go too fast through the spider section, and I kind of wanted to slow down a little bit here. I could also make this a little longer. Oh, you know, I'm starting to run out of iron, actually. I'm gonna have to do some mining just to get some iron, or some exploring or something just to get iron. But yeah, the mite tracks eat up lots of iron. It's been a while since I laid this much track for something. You know, I must have some stowed away somewhere. Where did I don't know. I have a chest of them somewhere, I think. But anyway, okay, so this is still spinning it around and around, and it's not really a final test. I just kind of wanted to show where it was at. I think now I'm going to try to work on, well, here, let's take a look. Okay. Ow. Yeah, so right now the amount of spiders in here... Oh, you're so mean. The amount of spiders that can be in here are limited by the by their proximity to the spawner. But I have 4 source blocks of water in the corners, and they go towards the middle. And I'm thinking that they're gonna drop down and then fall into a channel that's gonna take them this way, somewhere into this vicinity here, under here, so it won't be visible. And then here I'll drop them and damage them, and then somewhere down here is where I'll harvest them. I did check the wiki and a little bit of the history of Silk Touch, and I guess there was a pre-release where you could harvest spawners, but when you placed them you just got pigs. And then even that was removed, so yeah, so that's not going to work. Let's see, I'm not even sure if I'm going to do like some sort of a formal lighting system for these now that I think about it, because once these are sealed up, I don't need to mess with them anymore. I saw that there's a mod that will tell you what the light level is at the block that you're pointing to, which is kind of cool. I'm not going to use it because I don't use any mods at all. But it's kind of a neat tool if you really wanted to troubleshoot something. Alright, so let's hop down here real quick, and this is where it's going to drop. And I'll just get these buckets out of the way here. So Etho's lab, I know I saw it somewhere. He check out episode 117 and episode 124 of his Let's Play series. Oh, jeez. All right. Yeah. Okay. Oops. So he's dealing with cave spiders, which I have yet to encounter because I have not explored and found any fortresses. But let me go and dig this all up. But he was, let's see here. Okay, so he used a gravity system. Well, I mean, it's gone through a few permutations, so you should check it out. But long story short, he had a thing where he was dropping them onto fences with water on top of it. So I wasn't familiar with that practice, so I'm going to give that a go and see if I can go ahead and just drop them here. Well, one thing led to another, and I went caving and got a whole bunch of resources, and I got lost, and I had to dig my way up, and here we are, back again. I realized I didn't need the signs, and in fact don't want the signs, as long as I set the water back and it follows this pattern here. I haven't turned this on yet, but I just wanted to show down here. There's a couple ways to get down there. It's 19 blocks that they're gonna drop. Straight down there, and apparently the fence post thing is the way that you can put water over the posts themselves, and then the water, I guess, maybe flows over. Maybe it needs to be over here. I don't know. So, but I just wanted to see sort of this stage right here. I wanted to show this stage, and then it's going to flow this way along here and over to here. I just made a right angle here and over to here. And here are all these guys. Now, if this actually works out well, I may actually go ahead and do a platform in the zombie one as well, because this way they're falling from a known height, from a specific height, and so I should be able to make it so that they're one-hit kills, and that's preferable actually. So, yeah, so I'm gonna fiddle around with this a little bit. Right. Well, it looks like the drop is at least 1 unit too high. Because they're dying on impact. So, I think actually I might lower the floor in there. I don't know. I'll either lower the floor or I will raise the bottom there. If I lower the floor, it might minimize the possibility that they climb up on the spawner itself, because I did see that a couple of times. But that might have just been because they were trying to get to me. I'm not sure. One spider climbed on the far side of that, and he was just sort of hovering there. Also, there was a bit of a traffic jam. There were like 3 of them that were crowded here for a while, so I don't know if that's going to be a problem. But assuming I'm going around in circles here, I guess eventually they'll drop down like that. Well, I got my calculations all confused. I confused the number of blocks that I wanted them to fall with the actual Y coordinate. So anyway, it took a little bit of trial and error. But what I did was I raised this a couple, and I lowered the floor a little bit. And I'm still not sure I'm getting what I need to have happen. Let's take a look and see. As usual, when I'm down there, the spawner stops working, so I have to come up here in order to start it. that's one of the handy things about using a mob evader instead of gravity, is that you can be near the spawner. Yeah, see, somebody just died. You can use the spawn. You can be near the spawner. It can take them up and drop them again near you. So, yeah, I don't know what to do about the traffic jam either. I was thinking maybe I'll make the opening 3x3 instead of 2x2. The level of the floor up there is 41, and this level right here, not on the fences, is 21. Right? Is that right? Let's see. 41 minus 21. 20, and 20 is too much. 20 will kill them, but yeah, it's late at night. 41 minus 21. Let's get the calculator out for that one. But see, this is how I get in trouble and how I end up wasting lots of time. But anyway, 20 is too far to fall, and so it falls instead on the fence, which is half a block up. I guess that's the thinking on how that works. Now, I could have sworn I saw at one point, before I move things around, I thought I saw someone fall on this end and not take any damage, so we'll have to see if that's the case. But let's head back up. Oh, and by the way, I said that the level was 41, but actually it was 40 because I forgot that I lowered it by 1. I'm quite dazed on this project. I don't know why exactly. So I'm doing a lot of trial and error and repetition. Okay, so that's 2x3 now. I'll go around, and I'm still kind of doing this the hard way, but I figure once I have it up and running, I don't really need to change the lighting on a regular basis. It doesn't really interfere with anything. Okay, let's go down here. Oh, see, now why did he die? Now let's see. Let's see if these two guys... One hit? This guy might take a couple hits, though, because I think he... No, one hit. All right. So I think that's working the way it's supposed to. I really need to get them out of the way. Why did I put this ladder here? Okay. Maybe I should go to sleep. Maybe this is my cue to stop for the day. No, I don't know. I want to work on it, though. I want to get the thing done. One hit. Oh, no. 2, 3. Oh, jeez. I don't know. What's this all about? Oh, and then he hits me to make matters even worse. There's one hit. See, that guy was okay, though. Why is that? You know what they might be doing is jumping up. They jump up, and so they end up maybe they fall from a greater height because of that. Ugh. This project is officially driving me crazy. Let's see. There was a bit of a traffic jam up top. By the way, I could just dig out this entire thing, and kind of like the zombie one, and they just fall. But I'm trying to solve this problem so that I can learn a thing or two. So anyway, I made this 3x3 now, and hopefully that will stop the traffic jam up top. And in doing that, I want to narrow it down to a double wide aisle here. So I did weird things, like I placed a water block right there, but then it created, I knew it would created sort of this dead zone right here, and so you can sort of shape the water by just like putting it up above, and then it sort of heals itself and binds itself And then I put a source block right there, and then it went that way, and for all I know, they're going to get stuck right here. Or they're going to get stuck right here. There's just so many places they can get stuck. And I'm using pressure plates to keep the water, you know, under control. And if they die from this, I put a drowning trap up here in case they get stuck. But if they die, their drops aren't going to come to me. They're just going to stay down here. So I'm trying to convince myself that that's not a big deal, but I don't know. It's really inefficient. And then this part seems to work all right. There's really not much to this. It does take it over here to this spot here. But a lot of spiders are getting by without taking any damage. I also wondered maybe they could fall through lava, take some fire damage, and then the water puts them out. Maybe, I don't know. That's another thing. But I'm also trying to just kind of do one thing at a time here. But perhaps it's the lateness of the hour or something. But my brain is starting to fragment. But anyway, I just now got the water current looking like I want it to look, assuming this doesn't really become a problem. So let's see. I created a water drop here so that, you know, because I was going up and down and up and down. Let's see how it looks. Well, those two were dispatched pretty easily. All right, let's go take a look, see what's going on down below. Geronimo! Alright, well here's the first problem. Clearly that's not what I want them to do. I added the stairs. And if they get caught under this lip here, then they'll go, well, you know, I don't know. Let's see if this works. As long as it keeps them away from the wall. I think I'm deluding myself at this point. Yeah, that'll work. Because it's completely different now. I need some zombie flesh. And I need some water. Oh, there's some down there. Well, he died. That's not good. Wait, did two of them fall? One had no injuries, one died, and one went crack. Oh, hey, that's not so bad. They floundered a little bit, but that's not so bad. Let's see how we're doing hit-wise here. You're one hit. You are not. This can't be safe. You are also not one hit. I think this water gave them too much of a cushion. There, that looks more dangerous now. Also, that one's cooperating now. Okay, this does look better. Let's see if we can hear a splash. There we go. So it is spawning. Alright, let's go see what's going on down here. Someone died. Question is, if I hadn't popped down, would they have, like, not... it seems like they're trying to pursue me. That's what I'm not sure about. Maybe I just need to idle longer, see how it goes. It's been almost half an hour. I've been standing right here. I have no idea. I haven't moved. I haven't moved one bit. Get ready for massive spider action. Contestant number 1. Ooh, that is disappointing. Contestant number 2. Also disappointing. Not as disappointing as contestant number 1. Number 3. Number 3 leads the pack. Number 4. Number 4, not too shabby. Number 5 wants to get in on this. Ooh, number 5's got some spunk. Number 5 goes down. Oh no, number 5 is not cooperating at all. That's the worst one so far. Number 6. Oh, number 6. Number 7. That's 2. And this one is a disappointment as well. Really? Well, I gotta say, that's pretty dismal. Pretty dismal. Let's see here. Pretty not so great. And over here, there's going to be a pile of stuff. Well, 5. Meanwhile, up top, wow. Half an hour. This is two immediate deaths right there. I guess they're dying, right? And then their drops despawn. Well, this 3x3 hole has definitely alleviated the traffic jam we were having. You are not cooperating, but you are, right? No. You are both a great disappointment to us all. You, I just don't even get me started on you. I think I'm gonna have to sleep on this because it's very frustrating and my brain is starting to shut down. Well, this water drop works surprisingly well. I'm pretty impressed. They don't really have much of a chance. It doesn't help when one falls on top of another one, too. That also breaks their fall. The other thing is, when I was idling, I was just sitting here, and I am taking them away from this area over to there, so they may just have despawned, you know. So if I got on the Lazy XP railroad here, maybe that wouldn't be a problem, or as much of a problem. So I don't know. Maybe there's some hope yet. I think what I'll do is call it quits for tonight. As I say, I am just kind of mind-numbingly tired at the moment, and that's not helping with the thinking, which is hobbled enough to begin with. There's one hit. 3 hits. 1, 2, 3, 4. I stopped counting after 3. Yeah, so I think what I'll do tomorrow is a test where I ride the railroad for half an hour also, and just kind of see if they stick around a little longer. Oh, please just die. Okay. Alright. I'm going to bed.